This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So Eddie Hearn has somewhat blasted Team Fury for their lack of support, for their pretty much constant negativity surrounding the Fury and Joshua fight, or Joshua Fury fight. Now, I understand where Eddie Hearn's coming from, and I want to get into what a lot of people, like fight fans, have been talking about as well. What Eddie Hearn is saying here is that he's trying to sell this fight, the undisputed fight, heavyweight, to as many different countries and people as he possibly can to generate as much money as they possibly can. And it would be a lot easier if both teams were singing from the same hymn sheet. If both teams were saying, we really want this fight, we hope this fight happens, this, that, and the other. But what we've been getting lately is Frank Warren, he's saying how, well, I'm not confident if this fight's really going to be happening this summer. If anything, it shouldn't really go abroad. It should be here in the UK at Wembley Stadium at the end of the year. So that's Tyson Fury's promoter, one of course. Now, I think a lot of Brits especially would agree with Frank Warren. We'd love nothing more than for this fight to be at Wembley Stadium. Of course we would. But at the same time, we don't want it at the end of the year. We don't want Fury to go fight somebody else. We don't want Joshua to go fight somebody else. One of these guys may take a loss. It may happen. And then, as much as we may still get undisputed at the end of the year or another time, it won't be Fury and Joshua. That's what most people want. For me, it makes no difference. As long as it's two heavyweights fighting, it's undisputed. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy, I'm as pleased as punch that it's going to be two Brits. Of course I am. But Eddie Hearn's point of view is that we're hearing that from Frank Warren. We're hearing from Tyson Fury, the TikTok and hurry up, like he's threatening to walk away, potentially at least, how he wants a tune-up fight and he's fed up of waiting. He doesn't believe this fight's going to happen. Then you've got John Fury, Tyson Fury's dad, who I love John Fury, by the way, saying how, again, he doesn't believe this fight's going to happen. Tyson, he needs to be out there. Eddie Hearn needs to shut up or just move on, or this constant aggressiveness towards Eddie Hearn. And while he's trying to sell the fight, his question is, okay, so Team Fury, this is a 50-50 fight, okay? So whatever money that we manage to generate through the pay-per-view, through the sponsors, through the gate receipts, all these kind of things, the money's going to be 50-50. But I'm doing all the work here. What are you guys doing other than being negative? I'm out here trying to sell the fight, and while I will be presenting some options for you, because we do have some very, very good offers, which is for more money than Joshua and Fury have made ever. So it's going to be a lot of money, but you're making it harder for me because potential investors are looking at this going, well, are you sure this fight's going to happen? Because we're getting the impression from you, Eddie, that you want the fight, Team Joshua want the fight, so half of you want the fight, but the other half are being quite negative about it. Why would I put my hand in my pocket and pull out millions for something that may not happen? Why would I do that? And maybe quite a few investors out there who were maybe thinking about contacting Eddie Hearn to maybe make an offer for a certain venue, a country, whatever it may be, may well have heard some of this negativity coming from Team Fury and went, what would I risk it for? We could do all this, I could put the money in escrow, waste all my time for Tyson to go, yeah, I ain't fighting him. Now, you're right, I'm going to waste my time with it. I've got more important things to be getting on with. Okay? A lot of people could be doing that. So I understand what Eddie Hearn is talking about. Some people may say, but Tyson, he's just messing about. He's just winding up Eddie Hearn. He's probably just making it a little bit more difficult for him as a joke. But ultimately, it's his money that he's messing with, isn't it? The offers that Eddie Hearn could be presenting this weekend could be that maybe they could have been a little bit more had they have felt that both teams actually want this fight. Both teams believe in this fight. Both teams are excited for this fight. But so far, we're not getting that from Team Fury. So I understand Eddie Hearn's position for sure. And I think that, John, he reacts on emotion. I like John very much, but he acts on emotion rather than business. Okay, he acts on emotion. And he's absolutely correct to do so. That's his son at the end of the day. And he's going to be nervous. All the talk from Team Fury for the longest time, Anthony Joshua, he's trash, he's a big stiff idiot. I could fight him on my comeback fight. Even being out of shape, I won't even need to go to the gym and I'll still beat him with one hand tied behind my back. Suddenly now the reality is, okay, well now you got to back it up. But yet we're hearing inactivity and this, that and the other, but it was perfectly okay for him to be inactive and fight. And let's be honest, you wouldn't even employ them as sparring partners. It's the first affair in Francisco Pianeta. Then he went over to America and fought Deontay Wilder. No complaints about that. That was fine. He was still out of shape when he fought Deontay Wilder the first time. He wasn't out there on social media, even though Frank Warren said the fight is on. And we waited for the best part, was it 6 weeks? To even hear about a date and a venue. You never saw Tyson Fury out on social media telling Frank Warren to hurry up. John Fury threatening to walk away and threatening Frank Warren that either he gives us a date and venue or we're off. You never heard any of that. But with Joshua, because it's Joshua, we hear that. And this is a common theme, by the way. It's not exclusive to Tyson Fury. And I know some Tyson Fury fans will be quite upset about this because they want to see Tyson Fury as the second coming of Jesus Christ. Hey, he may turn out to be the greatest heavyweight that's ever walked planet Earth. But as of right now, he's still got a bit of work to prove that. And one of those steps is fighting and defeating Anthony Joshua. That's the truth of it. And it's exactly the same with Anthony Joshua. A lot of people seem to think that he's going to be considered as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Again, he's still got a little way to go to prove that. And this is a fight along the way that he's going to have to take. So it comes from both ends, but some fans don't want to hear that. They already regard them as on par with Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and all these kind of greats. You can't, I mean, in my opinion, you can't compare anybody from today's era to anybody who's passed because their career isn't finished. You can judge them when their career is finished. That's my message to anybody. But either way, some people don't want to hear it because they put their fighters on some kind of pedestal, like it means something to them personally. Ultimately, if Joshua loses or Fury wins or Joshua wins or it turns out to be a draw, your bills tomorrow morning are going to be exactly the same, aren't they? Your responsibilities in life are going to be exactly the same as what they were. So I don't really understand the too much emotional investment unless, of course, you have a personal relationship with one of them, as in you know one of them, okay? And that's fine. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. Eddie Hearn is absolutely correct. Team Fury should not be coming out being negative and threatening to walk away and everything, because at the end of the day, what you're really doing is you're potentially hurting your own purse, because there's a lot of fans out there believe Fury don't want the fight. I'm not one of them. I don't think Tyson is nervous of Anthony Joshua even a little bit. Not even a little bit. I don't think that that's Tyson Fury's character. I don't agree with the whole inactivity and this, that and the other, because at the end of the day, while he won't be the one making the excuse after the fight, he's already planting the seed. So a lot of fans, should he lose the fight, well, it was inactivity. So they're always going to have that excuse, and that will be the new narrative if he loses to Joshua. If he beats Joshua, it'll be, well, imagine how good he's going to be in the rematch when this was a Tyson Fury who is inactive. Oh, he played Anthony Joshua and all that kind of stuff. He's planting seeds, and I think people are falling for it. But at the end of the day, it's fine. I like Tyson Fury. I'm a massive fan of Tyson Fury. Have been for a long, long time, and forever will be. Okay, but I agree with Eddie Hearn. A little bit of support would be nice. Even just a little bit of positivity. If you can't give the positivity, say nothing. That's my thoughts. You drop me yours. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you on the next video.